It's me, your host, Sarah Soderlund for No Man's Land. And I know that it is Tuesday, it is 4:20, and you guys are likely here at noon, where we usually go live for No Man's Land and for news all across America and the world, conspiracy and otherwise. However, as you guys know, I am in Minnesota. And working in forensic case management means that I have been doing crisis and I have been helping people in and around the Minnesota area try and find and relocate essentials while there is protesting going on. Now, we are currently in deliberation for the Chauvin trial, right? We have the jury. They are going to be there determining whether or not Chauvin is guilty of manslaughter on all these different counts. They're a little sticky. The culpability for Minnesota law is going to be hinging in some gray areas. Now, I think with some of the testimony that we had, quite honestly, it could go either way. However, with recent Maxine Waters flying in from California only to ramp up protesters into rioters, we've also had in the past 2 days some legislation that looks a little similar to that which you are seeing passing in Florida, but it is doing some redactions and some editing, and it's basically going to be adjusting some of the statutes that help those people who are protesting. So it's not necessarily infringing on our Bill of Rights and our ability to protest. However, Minnesota is going to do something kind of sneaky here, uniquely so because a lot of the protesters that you see are students, right? They're swarming in from the U of M area. Some of them are even international students that don't exactly know the law. This is going to be important because this says that if you have been arrested or you have been cited, you have been taken to jail in any way, shape, or form related to a protest, that you are going to now be exempt from government assistance such as student loans, EBT, food stamps, even government assistance for certain PP and post-pandemic relief. So this is really going to be kind of a backhanded eugenics slap, if you will, while you have a great many people, maybe with good intentions, some not, out protesting justice, justice, secretly and behind closed doors. Your state, our political leaders are passing some pretty amazing bills. So this is going to be one of those, I do a lot of protesting, right, against Monsanto. I do a lot of protesting for clean water. I love to go out and practice my rights as an American citizen. And this says that, you know, if you're there and you get arrested, you may never be eligible for student loan assistance, education assistance, business assistance, certain things that it's going to be quite discriminatory towards anybody who's defiant or disobedient in any way, shape, or form to the growing powers at be. Now, part of that middle ground is seeing, okay, I know that you want this over here and you want this over here, but what we really need to see is the packing of the courts. What we really need to see while there's shootings over here and shootings over here and shootings over here is we need to pay attention to Russia moving in. We need to pay attention to some of the movements of China. Last night, our most recent president, President Trump, did some pretty amazing interviews, said some things that I think people should pay attention to. Australia struggling with New Zealand, seeing some breaking there with the 5 points. You guys, these things are really important and there's so much going on. I am going to be reporting live here in Minnesota and I am on call for crisis. So I can tell you right now, I already have a call at 11:30. Now, I didn't plan this, obviously, for the launch of the podcast, but my on-call shift is going to end right after my children get home from school because that's how I've timed it to work. So this afternoon, and I know some of you after yesterday's debut episode said, oh my gosh, I want to talk live about this. So I'm almost crossing my psychic fingers. I don't believe that we will have a verdict by this afternoon, but I hope that you will join me tonight at 5 o'clock as we move the normal afternoon no man's land up a few hours just for deliberation, just for crisis, just because we've got some pretty crazy things going on in legislation. And straight from me to you here in Minnesota, I want to stay live. I want to stay acute. I want to stay aware. And 420, for those of you know, it's an active law enforcement day. So today, if you are celebrating, celebrate safely. If you are out rioting, please do it peacefully. Remember, there is no mostly peaceful, partly violent is what it really is. And if some of these bills pass, if you're out handing out water, giving groceries, happen to get scooped up in the middle of that protest, you may never again be eligible for the student living and benefits that you are on if you're here in Minnesota, depending on your reasons why. So I want you guys to keep a close eye on that and be safe wherever you are. Remember, you guys, I really do appreciate you. Tag a friend below that would like to join us later. And until then, I'll see you tonight at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time for No Man's Land here on YouTube.